This is your grand entry.
Welcome everyone to the City Council regular session meeting of March 16th, 2026. If you'll please stand for the pledge and invocation led by Councilman Jernigan.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us pray. Dear God, thank you for all creations. Look over the city council. Help us to make decisions that is pleasing in your sight. Look over our first responders and our armed forces in our area and abroad. In God's name we pray. Amen.
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 All right. Chief, will you check the basket for me just to make sure there's nothing? Thank you. All right. We'll move on to our roll call. Ms. Sykes?
Councilmember Jernigan.
Present.
Councilmember Harris.
Present.
Councilmember Young.
Here.
Councilmember Carter.
Present.
Mayor Walker.
Here.
City Manager Rosenthal.
Here.
City Attorney Martin.
Here.
Chief Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lake City Council has opened its public meeting. Since 1968, the City Code has prohibited any person from making personal, impertinent, or slanderous remarks or becoming boisterous while addressing the City Council. Yelling or making audible comments from the audience constitutes boisterous conduct. Such conduct will not be tolerated. There is only one approved manner of addressing the City Council, and that's to be recognized and then to speak from the podium. Failure to abide by the rules of decorum will result in removal from the meeting. We will now move on to approval of the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, move to approve the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion second to approve the agenda. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? Okay. Agenda has been approved. We will move on to presentations. We have one presentation, and that is the 250th project presentation with students from Columbia County School System and Miss Lee.
Good evening. I'm here to share tonight the Grand Lodge Americanism Essay Contest held by the Grand Lodge Fraternal Committee from the Elks Club. This essay contest is done every year. For the 25-26 Grand Lodge Essay Contest, it starts at local lodges, progresses through district and state levels, and ends with naming of national winners at the Grand Lodge session in Chicago, Illinois in July of 2026. This contest gives students in 4 separate grade levels, 5th through 8th, the opportunity to thoughtfully evaluate and express their views on the selected annual theme, which this year was, "What does service to your country mean to you?" This contest is vitally important to Elks as it promotes Americanism in our local communities. It encourages 10 through 13-year-old students to thoughtfully consider American values and appreciate the blessings and responsibilities of citizenship. Tonight I have Catherine Coleman. She is a 7th grader at LCMS, and she won the 7th, 8th grade category in this contest, first place, and she's going to share her essay. Catherine? 8th grader, sorry, you're an 8th grader. So, okay, I was correct.
Celebrating America's 250th birthday and the veterans who fought for our freedom. Did you know that America is already 250 years old? America's 250th birthday is not only a historical milestone, but also shows the bravery and sacrifices our veterans made for our country. To begin with, America's birthday is often celebrated on July 4th, as it is the date in which the Declaration of Independence was founded. In addition, celebrating America acknowledges its history of achievements and losses that shaped the country. Furthermore, celebrations bring diverse people together, bringing shared ideas for better growth. Most importantly, America's birthday honors freedoms that Americans appreciate, such as free speech and religion and opportunities to innovate and thrive, as well as basic rights like all human beings are free and equal. Next, Celebrating America also includes celebrating the veterans who fought for our country and freedoms. One of the many reasons why veterans are so respected is because they sacrificed so much for us in America. Moreover, sacrifices such as personal freedom, time with family, and facing difficult and dangerous situations prove just how much they care for defending our rights and independence, as well as showing their courage and commitment to national service. On top of that, veterans also bring inspiration to others and serve as role models to younger generations, showing what determination and bravery looks like. Furthermore, when people celebrate America and its veterans, it shows appreciation and gratitude to them, and also an opportunity to reflect on the value of freedom and the generations of veterans who have defended it. Additionally, the U.S. Army itself was established in 1775, a year before the Declaration of Independence was signed, showing that the defense of American ideals began even before the country was formally born. Honoring these heroes not only recognizes their selflessness, but also serves to remind current and future generations of the great cost of independence and the responsibility that is important to maintain and uphold the democracy. In conclusion, acknowledging America's 250th birthday and its veterans expresses our appreciation and respect for all the people involved in it, as well as valuing the accomplishments and sacrifices they made for us. So what would you do to show your gratitude towards veterans?
Thank you very much. Well done, young lady. Thank you very much. All right, thank you, Ms. Lee. And this is a series of presentations that were being given this year for America's 250th anniversary. And we're very pleased to have those here in our meeting. They've been very great so far, so we appreciate you very much. And it takes a lot of courage to stand up and read an essay in front of a room full of people that you don't know. So we appreciate you showing that courage. It's very American. Thank you. All right. We will now move on to public participation. And we have 2 people signed up for public participation so far. So we will begin with Mr. Brandon Deddy.
Thank you. This is a letter written by my wife, Crystal, and she can't be here today, so here we go. On behalf of Living Like Larry Farm Sanctuary, I would like to express strong support for the continued partnership between the City of Lake City and the Lake City Humane Society. Maintaining this collaboration is essential for continuing the positive momentum our region is experiencing in animal welfare. Our community clearly voiced its desire for a no-kill approach, which officially went into effect in January 2026. This shift represents not only a policy change, but a reflection of the compassion and values held by the people of our region. The Lake City Humane Society has played a critical role in helping move this vision forward. Since Elizabeth's leadership began, we've witnessed meaningful and measurable improvements in the care, placement, and advocacy of animals in the community. The organization has demonstrated a commitment to progressive sheltering practices, collaboration with local partners, and a dedication for improving outcomes of animals. These improvements are not only evident today, but show strong potential for continued growth and success. Living Like Larry Farm Sanctuary works closely within the regional animal welfare network through our SAVE community outreach programs. We understand firsthand how important cooperative partnerships are. Progress in animal welfare requires collaboration between municipalities, shelters, rescues, sanctuaries, and community members. The partnership between Lake City and the Lake City Humane Society represents exactly the type of collaboration that leads to lasting positive change. The Lake City Humane Society is setting an example of what effective, compassionate animal welfare can look like in our region. Their work is helping shape a model that other communities would benefit from following. For these reasons, Living Like Larry Farm Sanctuary strongly encourages the City of Lake City to remain partnered with the Lake City Humane Society so that together we can continue improving animal welfare and building a humane future for animals and the people who care about them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Denny. You said it's Living Like Larry Sanctuary?
Living with the...
Living Like Larry. Thank you very much, Mr. Denny.
Thank you.
All right, the next person we have is Mr. Mark Lutz.
Thank you. I understand I need to limit my comments to 3 minutes, and it is quite emotional what I'm going through, but I'll try my best to be concise. First, I'll tell you a little about myself. My family came to Lake City in 1983, and my family has been part of the community since 1983. Although for most of that time, I was out of Lake City serving in the government. Originally in the U.S. Marine Corps, later in 2 other government agencies. I eventually retired from the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. I've been an immigration law enforcement officer for 22 years. I was also serving in the National Guard during that time as well. I went to law school part-time during that time as well, and the whole time that I was gone, I knew that this was where I would want to settle when I retire. Now, what brings me here today? I have neighbors who don't like my dogs. I have neighbors who are unreasonably afraid of one of my dogs just because the dog is large, and also because of how the dog would approach them playfully and not aggressively. And then this Monday, I had the misfortune that 2 of my dogs had a fight in my house. I opened the front door, let them out into the front yard because I thought it would be easier for me to break the fight up in the open rather than in the cramped space inside my house. There was a response by Lake City Police and by Animal Control, and now unfortunately, one neighbor who doesn't like my dogs is politically connected. She's a prosecutor, so now while my dogs while this one dog is in the shelter, the director of the Humane Society told me that the dog is going to be in the cage for 10 days, being quarantined to make sure he doesn't have rabies, although he has a vaccination certificate for rabies. I asked her if he's going to see the veterinarian. She says, no, the dog is so dangerous, I'm not going to risk having the veterinarian get hurt. I say, well, okay, Lake City Animal Hospital is willing to check him out. Will you let me with the help of the officer, let me take him there and back? No, he doesn't leave the premises. The officer,
Just bring it in for a landing, Mr. Lutz.
I'm sorry.
Continue. Just try to wrap it up.
Okay, the officer who is very compassionate has been treating the animal's wounds by putting honey on the wounds, although he hasn't been seen by the veterinarian. Now to wrap it all up, if there's something more I need to do to be a good neighbor, I'll do it. If the community doesn't want me and my dogs here, I'll leave. But these dogs are not the kinds of dangerous dogs who should be taken away from me. And whatever I need to do to make things safe, I'll do it. And I guess well, I know I've talked for 4 minutes, so I'll just leave it at that.
First of all, Mr. Lutz, thank you for your service, both foreign and abroad, or foreign and domestic. Mr. Jernigan, you have something you want to say?
I'll wait till you get done.
I was going to say, obviously there's a large crowd in here for Lake City Humane Society, and prior to this meeting, I didn't know why that was the case. But I would say that obviously this is happening at the administrative level with the Humane Society and maybe our police department. So if you have contact information, please leave it with Mr. Butler in the back. That's our chief of police, and we will work toward a resolution for you. Does that sound good? Mr. Jernigan, you wanted to say something?
Yes. I talked to you, I think it was Saturday night about 8 o'clock. It was dark, bugs out and everything. You remember that, right? It was Saturday?
I think it was. I think it was Wednesday of last week.
Yeah, whatever day it was. But anyway, I hadn't got a chance to look into this just yet. However, just like the mayor said, the chief of police is in here, the city manager is in here. Those are the contacts that you will be contacted, that you need to contact, or they'll contact you to limit this. I know you told me about the dog being in the animal shelter for 10 days. If that's the procedure that they go by, that's the procedure. Now, I don't know if they're gonna take your dogs away from you. I can't answer that. But obviously, somebody felt that the dogs were attacking each other. It wasn't attacking a person; they was attacking each other. So somebody felt enough to call the Lake City Police Department and the animal shelter. So those are the people that going forward. Please, I would like to know exactly the progress of your dogs. Okay, so
Yes.
get with Chief Butler. He's right there. He's right back in the back. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Ms. Young, you also had a
I
question?
just have a question. I'm very curious to know, after the 10 days, then I know if the dogs are not considered to be harm to people, to the neighbors or whoever has the issue with the dogs, at what point, after the 10 days, what happens?
That's a good question.
What happens after the 10
They should
days?
have been able to take the dog home and keep it confined at the house.
Well,
What
Ms.
should have happened, but it didn't because the animal control
Yeah, if you-
wouldn't
if-
let it go home.
I'm not sure. I would say either Ms. Halloran, I know you're in the room, or Chief, who would be more apt to answer that? Who would like to answer it, if either?
I've recently got up to speed on a lot of the animal laws, so my understanding, and if I'm in error, you can let me know, because it was a animal versus animal, the Humane Society holds the dog for 10 days as a quarantine to make sure it's not diseased. So once that happens, the state statute defines a dangerous dog. The first time this happens, the dog can be returned to the owner. The owner has to keep that dog under control, basically cannot let it out the front and allow it to roam. If this happens again and it attacks a dog, or if it attacks a human in a level 5 bite, I believe it's called, then the dog would be taken by the Humane Society and euthanized as a dangerous animal.
Thank
And
you.
that is Florida statute, not our city code.
Okay. Thanks, Chief. All right, that answers the questions. So, Mr. Lutz, if you would follow up with the Chief and Ms. Halloran, I think that would be the best course of action. I don't know where you went. Oh, there you are. Okay. Again, thank you for your service. All right, that's all we had signed up for public comment tonight. So we will move on to our consent agenda.
Mayor, if I may, I'd like to pull item number 3 for consideration. I have 3 questions from council people on that. And if I could, at whatever point you deem appropriate, I'd like to bring up the fire chief and HR to explain.
Yeah, we approved the agenda, Mr. Rosenthal. Okay, while we're still in public comment, if you could come to the podium and then fill out a card, did you have something you wanted to speak to, sir? Waving, yeah, you were waving? Yes. Okay. Sorry, we'll rewind that.
Can you talk?
Yep, you're now on the clock, sir.
Okay. I'm here about the animal shelter that's being put out at the county road department. We have property just across the street from it. And after they get there and all them barking dogs, we won't be able to sell it, probably not even be able to give it away. And Steve Brown also has a mobile home, nice mobile home, there next to me that he rents. And, we got to pay taxes on this property. I didn't know they was going to move there. I heard something about it. But they've already started a building there, the animal shelters. So can you tell me what's...
So that's the county. That's the county. So we're not building. It's not our building. It's not our operation.
Yeah.
Our animal control is handled through the Lake City Humane Society. And I'll tell you, from personal experience, I've lived down the road from our current animal shelter where you hear dogs quite often, and houses buy and sell on that street all the time. So it hasn't affected those properties.
These properties is within 100 feet.
Sure. Yeah. The same.
Yeah.
But this isn't. Again, that's not our operation.
Yeah.
We don't have a dog in that show.
Okay. Well, there's nothing else to tell. I guess they can buy our property and.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I would take that to the county commissioners.
I will do it. Hey, y'all have a good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right. Back to the consent agenda item issue. Mr. Martin or Ms. Sykes, could you guide me through that since we approved the agenda as is?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. What I would suggest to the council is the appropriate time to have amended the agenda would have been at the time of agenda approval. So at this time, the entire consent agenda would be before the council to either vote up or down. If the entire consent agenda is voted down, then the council could go through item by item and vote on the three items individually.
Okay. All right. So then we'll go to the approval of the consent agenda. And would anybody like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda so that we can vote it up or down?
Mr. Mayor, move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Thank you both. Do we have any discussion?
Yes. The city manager wanted to take item number 3 out.
Sure.
Am I correct?
Well, we had a discussion between the council members, and I had HR come up earlier, so I guess that solved the issues that I was concerned with. If that's the case, I'm fine.
You just wanted to delete it altogether, right?
No. There were some issues that I've been asked with several council members, but I had HR come up and talk, so maybe that resolved those issues, and that's why we're getting a positive vote now.
Okay.
Well, I would like to go forward, please.
Procedurally, if we want to break this down and break if anybody has questions or wants to break the consent agenda apart, you would vote the consent agenda down and we would go item by item, just for procedure, okay? Just wanted to be clear before we voted on that. Does anybody else have any questions or comments? Okay. Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yay.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Walker?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So the consent agenda passed. So we will now move on to item number 5 and into our open quasi-judicial hearing with item number 5, City Council Ordinance number 2026-2357. And I'll turn this over to you, Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you tonight 7 items that must be voted on and considered in a quasi-judicial manner. The first item is on second reading. It's ordinance number 2026-2357 for application ANX 2602, which is an ordinance considering an application for voluntary annexation submitted by Lake City 47 LLC. The next 2 items are a companion amendment to the future land use map and corresponding rezoning on the same property. Those are ordinances 2025-2353 and and then 2026-2354. And then the next 2 items are, again, a future land use map amendment and corresponding rezoning on the same property, ordinances 2026-2362 and 2026-2363. And then finally, on For items 6 and 7, again, it's a companion future land use map amendment and rezoning. Those are ordinances 2026, 23, just a second, let me make sure, 64, and 26, 23, 65. Again, future land use map amendment and corresponding rezoning. The purpose of the following procedure is to ensure an applicant provides a complete presentation of their request to the City Council prior to any testimony being provided by staff, so the applicant receives a full and fair hearing on their application, and any decision by the council is based on evidence presented. To accomplish this, the city, the applicant, the City Council, and other interested parties will be recognized in the following order. First, we'll hear presentations from the city, the applicant, and any party interveners, followed by public comment from individuals and group representatives, then cross-examination if there is any, followed by questions from the City Council, then any final arguments if there are any. I'll advise the council as to law and necessary findings, and the council can deliberate and vote. While the council welcomes comments from all persons with an interest in the proceedings, Florida law requires the council's decision and quasi-judicial actions be supported by competent, substantial evidence presented to the City Council during the hearing on the application. Competent, substantial evidence is evidence a reasonable mind would accept as adequate to support a conclusion. There must be a factual basis in the record to support opinion testimony from both expert and non-expert witnesses. People presenting testimony may support their testimony by relying on factual information provided by city staff, the applicant, or other factual information included in the city staff report. At this time, I need to inquire of each council member individually if they've received any ex parte communications involving any of these matters, and if so, please disclose them. Beginning at the end of the dais, Vice Mayor Young. Okay, Councilman Carter.
I have not.
Councilman Jernigan. Councilwoman Harris.
I have not.
And Mr. Mayor.
No.
All right, thank you. At this time, if each person who's going to offer testimony or speak to these applications could stand and raise your right hand to take an oath. Mr. Pittman, are you going to present on behalf of your? Okay. Do you each solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right, thank you. Council members, you now have before you proposed ordinance 2026-2357 on final reading, which states an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, pursuant to petition number ANX 2602, submitted by Lake City 47 LLC, a Florida limited liability company relating to voluntary annexation, annexing certain real property located in Columbia County, Florida, which is reasonably compact into the boundaries of the City of Lake City, Florida, making certain findings of fact in support thereof, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date. Mr. Angelo, could you please introduce, summarize, and present proposed ordinance 2026-2357?
Yes. So before you tonight, you have ordinance number 2026-2357. This is a second reading of the ordinance, so I would like to adopt by presentation and all staff reports from the previous meeting on March 2nd, introduce it into the record.
Thank you, Mr. Angelo. Is there anyone here on behalf of the applicant?
Erin Mertens, I'm a planner with North Florida Professional Services on behalf of the applicant. We have no presentation to add to the staff report.
Okay, and you're available for questions if there are.
I am, yes. Thank you.
Is there anyone from the public that wishes to comment on this application? Seeing no one, I assume the parties are waiving any cross-examination. Seeing none, Mr. Mayor, are there any questions from the board?
Questions from the dais? I don't believe so, no, sir.
Right,
Mr.
no
Martin.
questions from the dais. I think the applicant and city are waiving any final comments and argument. At this time, the council should base its decision only on evidence provided by sworn witnesses. In addition, the ordinance may be adopted if the property proposed to be annexed is reasonably compact, is contiguous to the current municipal boundary, is otherwise located in an area the subject of an interlocal service boundary agreement, and if the application for voluntary annexation bears the signatures of all property owners in the area proposed to be annexed, otherwise complies with applicable state laws, and if approved, does not confer special privileges or rights on any person. At this time, the council may discuss the ordinance and testimony and any findings of fact, and adopt proposed ordinance 2026-2357 following an appropriate motion and second.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Does anybody have any discussion or would like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2026-2357?
Yes, Mayor, I'll make the motion to adopt city ordinance 2026-2357.
Second.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Young. Thank you both. Do we have any further discussion, comments? Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. Mr. Martin, moving on to City Council Ordinance number 2026-2353.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You have before you ordinance number 2026-2353, an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, amending the future land use plan map of the City of Lake City Comprehensive Plan as amended, relating to an amendment of 50 or less acres of land pursuant to an application CPA 2601S by Justin Tabor, Senior Planner, North Florida Professional Service, Inc., as agent for Lake City 47 LLC, a Florida Limited Liability Company, and Pam Stewart and Scott D. Stewart, the property owners of said acreage under the amendment procedures established in sections 163.3161 through 163.3248 Florida statutes as amended, providing for changing the future land use classification from county highway interchange to city commercial of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, Florida, making certain findings of fact in support thereof, providing severability of appealing ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date. Mr. Angelo, can you please introduce, summarize, and present proposed ordinance 2026-2353?
Yes. All right, Mayor and City Council, you have before you tonight ordinance number 2026-2353, which is for Comp Plan Amendment 2601S. This is for the parcels 08891-000, which has a future land use designation of Highway Interchange County, and parcel number 08881-000, which has a future land use of designation of Commercial County. This petition is to change those future land uses to county or city commercial future land use. And as you can see, the parcel is surrounded to the north by Highway Interchange County. To the east, it has Commercial County. To the south, it has some environmentally sensitive property. And to the west, it has Highway Interchange County and Commercial County. And this is a parcel 08891-000 here in the orange. And then the other parcel is the larger parcel of that tract. And this is part of the joint planning agreement area with the Columbia County, which was adopted back in December of 2025. And there's the two ordinance numbers adopted both from the county and from the city. Swanee River Management does have, there is an existing environmental resource permit that expires on September 21st of 2028. Parcel 8891 does not appear to be in that area. Any deviation from the permit will require a permit modification. At this time, staff finds that it is consistent with the comprehensive plan, and that our recommendation to City Council to approve ordinance number 2026-2353. And I'd like to move my staff reports and all presentations into the record.
Thank you, Mr. Angelo. And on behalf of the applicant.
Ladies and gentlemen, Erin Mertens, planner with North Florida Professional Services in place of Justin Tabor. On behalf of the applicant, I don't have a presentation to add to what staff's already presented to you tonight, but I'm available for questions or comments.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone from the public that wishes to comment on this particular item? Seeing no one, or parties waiting cross-examination, say yes. Mr. Mayor, any questions from council?
I do not see any, Mr. Martin.
Okay. No question from the council. Parties are waiving any final comments. They're nodding yes. At this time, Mr. Mayor, the decision of the council should be based only on evidence provided by sworn witnesses. In addition, the application may be adopted if it preserves the internal consistency of the city comprehensive plan, complies with applicable state laws, and does not confer special privileges or rights on any person. At this time, the council may discuss the ordinance in any testimony, and following an appropriate motion and second, vote on ordinance 2026-2353.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Do we have any questions, comments, or would anybody like to adopt City Council Ordinance number 2026-2353 on first reading?
I'll make a motion, Mayor, that we adopt 2026-2353.
Second.
Thank you both. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. Now moving on to City Council Ordinance number 2026-2362, Mr. Martin.
Let's see. I think we're on 2023,
Did I skip one?
54.
Oh, sorry, yep, 2026-2354.
2354, yes. An ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, amending the official zoning atlas of the City of Lake City Land Development Regulations as amended relating to the rezoning of 10 or more contiguous acres of land pursuant to an application Z 2601L by Justin Tabor, Senior Planner, North Florida Professional Services, as agent for Lake City 47 LLC, a Florida limited liability company, and Pam Stewart and Scott D. Stewart, the property owners of said acreage, providing for rezoning from county commercial intensive and county commercial highway interchange to city commercial highway interchange of certain lands within the corporate limits of the city of Lake City, Florida, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date. This time, Mr. Angelo, could you please introduce, summarize, and present proposed ordinance number 2026-2354?
Yes. Mr. Mayor and City Council, you have before you 2026-2354, which is for zoning application 2601L. It is for the same two parcels that were on the previous application. This is the companion application for the comp plan amendment. So we'll go through this one a little bit faster since everything's pretty much the same. And they are looking to change the zoning from commercial intensive county and commercial highway interchange county to commercial intensive city, and our commercial highway interchange city. This is the two parcels. You've got the larger parcel here to the south, and then that's the smaller parcel there. Same comment from the Swanee River Water Management, and therefore staff finds that this is consistent with the comprehensive plan, and our recommendation is to approve City Ordinance 2026-2354. And I'd like to move my application, presentation into record.
Thank you, Mr. Angelo. On behalf of the applicant.
Erin Mertens, planner for North Florida Professional Services on behalf of the applicant. Nothing to add, but available for questions and comments.
All right,
Thanks.
thank you. Is there anyone from the public wishes to offer any comments on this particular item? Seeing no one, the parties I'm certain are waiving any cross-examination. Seeing that, Mr. Mayor, any comments from council?
No, sir.
Okay, no comments from council. Parties are waiving any final comment. Mr. Mayor, the decision of the council should be based only on the evidence provided by sworn witnesses. In addition, the council shall take into consideration the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Board and those matters listed in Section 15.2.2 of the city's land development regulations. At this time, the city council may discuss the ordinance and any testimony, and following an appropriate motion and second, vote on ordinance 2026-2354.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Do we have any discussion, or would anybody like to make a motion to adopt City Council Ordinance number 2026-2354 on first reading?
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve City Council Ordinance 2026-2354.
Second.
Thank you very much. Do we have any final discussion or questions? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. Now we'll move on to City Council Ordinance number 2026-2362. Mr. Martin.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you proposed ordinance 2026-2362 on first reading, which states an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, amending the future land use plan map of the City of Lake City Comprehensive Plan as amended relating to an amendment of 50 or less acres of land pursuant to an application CPA 2604S by Daniel Craps, trustee of the C&W Land Trust, property owner of lots 1, 2, and 3 of the C&W Business Park subdivision, and as agent for East Park LLC, a Florida limited liability company, property owner of lot 7 of the C&W Business Park subdivision, Premier Investments LLC, a Florida limited liability company, property owner of lot 6 of the C&W Business Park subdivision in Chad R. Strait, property owner of lots 4 and 5 of the C&W Business Park subdivision, the property owners of said acreage under the amendment procedures established in sections 163.3161 through 163.3248 Florida statutes as amended, providing for changing the future land use classification from county residential medium high density or less than or equal to 14 dwelling units per acre, and county commercial to city commercial of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, Florida, making findings of fact in support thereof, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date. Mr. Angelo, could you please introduce, summarize, and present proposed ordinance number 2026-2362?
Yes, so this is a comp plan amendment, which is ordinance number 2026-2362 for comp plan amendment 2604S. It is for the parcel numbers there you see a mention, which is all the lots 1 through 7 of the commercial business park. And so we work with Daniel Craps on this application to help clean up the zoning in the area. It had a lot of county zoning along with some multifamily zoning and commercial zoning. And this is supposed to be for a commercial business park. So we worked together to clean this application up and bring it from residential medium high county and commercial county high to commercial city. And this is the whole business park here that you see right at the end of Real Terrace and Branford Highway. Swanee River Management did say that the parcels are within a permitted master system. Application shall be submitted to verify conformance with the master system. Construction cannot commence until the Swanee River ERP permit has been issued. And at this time, the city staff finds that this is consistent with the comprehensive plan and the land development regulation. Our recommendation is to approve ordinance number 2026-2362. And I'd like to move my staff reports and presentation in the record.
Thank you, Mr. Angelo. Mr. Krabs, did you or someone else want to present on behalf of the applicant?
When we did this subdivision, everything was zoned commercial. You couldn't have had the car wash built without being zoned commercial, but when they annexed into the city, somehow some of it got rezoned multifamily without us even applying for it. So we're just trying to correct it, put it back where it was to start with, as commercial. And I'm here to answer any questions anybody has any.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Krabs.
Thank you.
Is there any one from the public that wishes to comment on this particular agenda item? Seeing no one, Mr. Krabs, Mr. Angelo, you are waiving cross-examination, I assume. Mr. Mayor, any comments from council?
Questions, comments? No, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Krabs, Mr. Angelo, you are waiving any final comment. Seeing that, the council should base its decision only on evidence provided by sworn witnesses. In addition, the application may be adopted if it preserves the internal consistency of the city's comprehensive plan, complies with applicable state laws, and does not confer special privileges or rights on any person. At this time, the council may discuss the ordinance in any testimony, and following an appropriate motion and second, vote on ordinance number 2026-2362.
Does anybody have any questions or comments? Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, move to approve City Council Ordinance 2026-2362.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Thank you, Ms. Harris. Do we have any final comments or questions? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll on City Council Ordinance number 2026-2362?
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right, we are now moving on to item number 9 on your agenda, City Council Ordinance number 2026-2363. Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you proposed ordinance 2026-2363 on first reading, which states an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, amending the official zoning atlas of the City of Lake City land development regulations as amended relating to the rezoning of less than contiguous acres of land pursuant to an application Z2602S by Daniel Krabs, trustee of C&W Land Trust, property owner of lots 1, 2, and 3 of the C&W Business Park subdivision, and as agent for East Park LLC, a Florida Limited Liability Company, property owner of lot 7 of the C&W Business Park subdivision, Premier Investments LLC, a Florida Limited Liability Company, property owner of lot 6 of the C&W Business Park subdivision, and Chad R. Straight, property owner of lots 4 and 5 of the C&W Business Park subdivision, the property owners of said acreage. Providing for the rezoning from county commercial intensive and county residential multifamily 1 to city commercial intensive of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, Florida, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date. Mr. Angelo, could you please introduce, summarize, and present proposed ordinance number 2026-2363?
Yes. All right, so before you tonight, you have ordinance number 2026-2363, which is for zoning application 2602S. This is the companion application from the previous ordinance, and that they are looking to change the zoning from residential multifamily 1 county and commercial intensive county to commercial intensive city. And same subdivision right here, commercial C&W Business Park subdivision. Same comments from Swanee River Water Management, and therefore staff finds this is consistent with the comprehensive plan, and therefore we recommend to approve ordinance number 2026-2363. And I'd like to move my presentation and all staff reports into record.
All right, thank you, Mr. Angelo. Mr. Krabs, on behalf of the applicant.
Same goes for that, so I'm here to answer any questions anyone has.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs, I got a question.
We do have a question.
I got a question for you, Mr. Krabs, right here. So rezoning this particular area, and you know, I know you've been into the land business for quite some time. So, what made you rezone everything into the city after so many years of?
We've always liked being in the city. So, anytime we had something that bordered the city, we've always, you know, tried to annex into the city.
Yes. So my question, yes, thank you for answering that question. So my statement is, I just want to let you know how much we appreciate you for annexing those things into the city. I don't know if it's because the Assistant City Manager, D. Johnson, or the City Manager, Mr. Rosenthal, but I just want to let you know how much we appreciate that, working with the city and getting these things in the city, because that's more that's more help for the city. So I just want to let you know how much we appreciate that.
And they're great to work with.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Jernigan. Thank you, Mr. Krebs. Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Are there any members of the public that wish to comment on this particular item? Seeing no one, Mr. Angelo, Mr. Crabshaw are waiving any cross-examination, I believe. Okay. Mr. Mayor, are there any other questions from the dais?
Questions? No, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The parties waiving closing comments, I believe, are the decision of the council should be based only on evidence provided by sworn witnesses. In addition, the council shall take into consideration the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Board in those matters listed in section 15.2.2 of the city's land development regulations. At this time, the council may discuss the ordinance in any testimony and following an appropriate motion and second, vote on ordinance number 2026-2363.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Do we have any questions, comments, or would anybody like to make a motion to adopt City Council Ordinance number 2026-2363 on first reading?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for ordinance number 2026-2362 to be approved.
We have a motion and a second. Thank you both. Do we have any final comments or questions? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
We just want to clarify, it's 2026-2363?
Yep.
Is that correct?
On first
Okay.
reading.
Okay, first reading. Okay. Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right, now we're on item number 10, City Council Ordinance number 2026-2364. Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you proposed ordinance 2026-2364 on first reading, which states an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, amending the future land use plan map of the City of Lake City Comprehensive Plan as amended relating to an amendment of 50 or less acres of land pursuant to an application CPA 2605S by Brian Pittman as agent for East Park LLC, a Florida limited liability company, the property owner of said acreage under the amendment procedures established in sections 163.3161 through 163.3248 Florida statutes as amended, providing for changing the future land use classification from county residential medium high density less than or equal to 14 dwelling units per acre to city commercial of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, Florida, making certain findings of fact in support thereof, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date. Mr. Angelo, could you please introduce, summarize, and present proposed ordinance number 2026-2364?
Yes. So, Mr. Mayor, City Council, you have before you tonight ordinance number 2026-2364, which is the comp plan amendment for 2605S. And this is for parcel number 02712-009, which has a future land use designation of residential medium high county. The applicant is looking to change that to commercial city. And this is part of the C&W Business Park subdivision right here. This is a parcel that they are changing, and it is contiguous to the same subdivision we just rezoned to commercial intensive city. And Swanee River had the same comment from before, the map boundary of ERP permit. The application will need to be submitted to Swanee River Water Management to verify compliance with the master system. And therefore, staff finds this is consistent with the comprehensive plan and the land development regulations. Therefore, staff's recommendation is to approve City Ordinance number 2026-2364. And I'd like to move my application and all presentations into the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Angelo. Mr. Pittman.
Good evening. Brian Pittman, agent for East Park LLC. I don't have any additional presentation to give you, but I am here for questions should you have any at that time.
All right, thank you, Mr. Pittman. Any members of the public wish to comment on this particular item? Seeing no one, are the parties waiving any cross-examination? Yes. Mr. Mayor, are there any comments from council?
Does not appear so, Mr. Martin.
All right, thank you. Do the parties waive any final comments? Yes. Okay, Mr. Mayor, the decision of the council should be based only on evidence provided by sworn witnesses. In addition, the application may be adopted if it preserves the internal consistency of the city's comprehensive plan, complies with applicable state laws, and does not confer special privileges or rights on any person. This time, the council may discuss the ordinance in testimony and following an appropriate motion and second, vote on ordinance 2026-2364.
We will now open discussion on the adoption of City Council Ordinance number 2026-2364.
Mayor, I make the motion that we approve City Ordinance number 2026-2364.
Second.
Thank you both. Do we have any further discussion, comments, questions? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. Now we'll move on to item number 11 on our agenda, which is City Council Ordinance number 2026-2365. Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you proposed ordinance 2026-2365 on first reading, which states, an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, amending the official zoning atlas of the City of Lake City Land Development Regulations as amended relating to the rezoning of less than 10 acres of land pursuant to an application Z2603S by Brian Pittman as agent for East Park LLC, a Florida limited liability company, the property owner of said acreage, providing for rezoning from county residential multifamily 1 to city commercial intensive of certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Lake City, Florida, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date. Mr. Angelo, at this time, could you please introduce, summarize, and present proposed ordinance 2026-2365?
Yes, so before you tonight, Mayor and City Council, you have ordinance number 2026-2365, which is zoning application 2603S. And it's for the same ordinance you just heard, just a companion one for that one. So it's for parcel number 02712-009. And it has a zoning of residential multifamily 1 county. And they are looking to change that to commercial intensive city. And it's for the same parcel here as noted before, which is contiguous to the C&W Business Park. Same comments from Swanee River Water Management. And therefore, staff finds it is consistent with the comprehensive plan and land development regulations. And our recommendation is to approve City Ordinance number 2026-2365. I'd like to move my presentation and all staff reports into the record.
Thank you, Mr. Angelo. Mr. Pittman, on behalf of the applicant, do you have anything? All right, thank you. Any comments from the public on this particular item? Seeing none, and the parties are waiving any cross-examination. Mr. Mayor, any comments or questions from the dais? No questions or comments from the dais. Are the parties waiving any final comments? I see head nods. Mr. Mayor, the decision of the council should be based only on the evidence provided by sworn witnesses. In addition, the council shall take into consideration the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Board in those matters listed in section 15.2.2 of the city's land development regulations. At this time, council may discuss the ordinance and testimony, and following an appropriate motion and second, vote on ordinance 2026-2365.
Thank you very much, Mr. Martin. Now we'll open up discussion on the adoption of City Council Ordinance number 2026-2365.
Mr. Mayor, move to approve City Council Ordinance 2026-2365.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Thank you both. Do we have any further questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right. That closes out our quasi-judicial part of the meeting, so we will now move into our old business and our open public hearing on item number 12, which is City Council Ordinance number 2026-2358. Mr. Martin, will you please read this ordinance by title?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you ordinance number 2026-2358, an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, relating to the criminal background screening of certain regulated persons, public service providers, municipal employees, vendors, contractors, contractor employees, and appointees, including volunteers, amending Chapter 70, Article 1, Section 70-1 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Lake City, Florida, providing for criminal background screening of such individuals, making findings of fact in support thereof, repealing all ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing an effective date. Should the council wish to adopt this ordinance, an appropriate motion would be to adopt ordinance number 2026-2358 as read by title only.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. You trailed off there a little bit, but we'll pick right up. So I have no public comment on this item, so we'll move straight into the dais questions, comments, or if anybody would like to make a motion to our discussion of adoption of City Council Ordinance number 2026-2358.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move to approve City Council Ordinance number 2026-2358. Second final reading.
Thank you both. We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion, questions, comments? Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right. Now we'll move on to new business, and we'll start with our ordinances on number 13, which is City Council Ordinance number 2026-2359. Mr. Martin, will you please take that one away?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you ordinance number 2026-2359, an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, amending City Code Chapter 70, Article 5, Firefighters Retirement, adding a new section 70-136 for the purpose of purchasing prior military service, adding a new section 70-137 for the purpose of purchasing prior firefighter service, providing for severability, providing for conflicts, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. We don't have any public comment on this one either, so we'll move straight into the dais questions, comments, or discussion on adoption of City Council Ordinance number 2026-2359. So I will now open the floor.
Mr. Mayor?
Move to approve City Council Ordinance 2026-2359.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Thank you both. Any final discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right. Now we're on to City Council Ordinance number 2026-2360 on first reading. Mr. Martin, will you please read that by title?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you ordinance number 2026-2360, an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, amending the text of the City of Lake City Comprehensive Plan as amended pursuant to an application CPA 2602T by the Growth Management Department of the City of Lake City, Florida, under the amendment procedures established in sections 163.3161 through 163.3248 Florida statutes as amended, providing for amending the intergovernmental coordination element of the comprehensive plan by adding objective 7.9 entitled Joint Planning Area and Interlocal Service Boundary Agreement to the intergovernmental coordination element, making findings of fact in support thereof, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. I have nobody signed up for this one either, public comment, so we will move into discussion for adoption of City Council Ordinance number 2026-2360 at the dais level.
Mr. Mayor, move to approve City Council Ordinance 2026-2360.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Thank you both. Do we have any further questions or comments about this one? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. Our final ordinance in this section is item number 15, City Council Ordinance number 2026-2360. Mr. Martin, will you please take this one away? Oh, sorry. 2361, yeah, sorry.
Council members, Mr. Mayor, you have before you ordinance number 2026-2361, an ordinance of the City of Lake City, Florida, amending the text of the City of Lake City Comprehensive Plan as amended pursuant to an application CPA 2603T by the Growth Management Department of the City of Lake City, Florida, under the amendment procedures established in sections 163.3161 through 163.3248 Florida statutes as amended, providing for amending policy 1.1.2 of the future land use element under mixed use by changing the minimum percentage of non-residential uses from 50 to 15, the maximum residential uses from 40 to 75, adding requirements to the open space areas, and by changing the residential density limits from 10 to 40 dwelling units based on gross acreage of the overall residential portion of the proposed mixed land use classification, making findings of fact in support thereof, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. We don't have any public comment on this one either, so I will open up discussion on the adoption of City Council Ordinance number 2026-2361 on first reading.
Mayor, I move to approve ordinance number 2026-2361.
Second.
Thank you both. Do we have any final discussion, questions, comments? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right. We're going to take a brief recess before we move into resolutions. So 5 minutes. Ready?
Give you this one.
Oh, okay.
Ready to get back?
Oh, I'll take the empty, yes.
All right. Back in session. Thank you, everybody, for rejoining us at the City Council meeting of March 16th, 2026. We're now on our resolutions, item number 16 in our packet, which is City Council Resolution number 2026-007. This is a $1.7 million RIF grant for the airport. So, Mr. Martin, I'm going to have you read this one by title, please.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you resolution number 2026-007, resolution of the City of Lake City, Florida, approving that certain agreement between the city and the State of Florida Department of Commerce for administration of grant funds from the State of Florida Department of Commerce Rural Infrastructure Fund, making certain findings of fact in support of the city approving said agreement, recognizing the authority of the city manager to execute and bind the city to said agreement, directing the city manager to execute and bind the city to said agreement, repealing all prior resolutions in conflict, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. We don't have anybody from the public signed up to speak to this one. So do we have any questions or comments from the dais? Would anybody like to make a motion to adopt City Council Resolution number 2026-007?
Mr. Mayor, move to approve City Council Resolution 2026-007.
Second.
Thank you both for the motion and second. Mr. Martin?
And Mr. Mayor, it doesn't actually change the substance of the resolution itself. I did want to point out that there is a disconnect between the title and the substance of the resolution. The substance of the resolution actually authorizes and directs the mayor to sign the agreement, and that would be the outcome of the resolution. And I would ask that the minutes reflect the title conform to that, so that it reads the mayor is authorized to execute the agreement rather than the city manager.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Do we have any other discussion, comments? I think this is a great thing that helps us not just keep jobs in our community out of the airport, but grow the capacity of what they're doing. So it's great stuff. Hearing no other questions or comments, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll on Resolution 2026-00?
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right. Moving on to item 17, City Council Resolution number 2026-035. This is approval of the aviation fuels contract for Titan. And since it is a contract, Mr. Martin, I'm also going to have you read this one by title.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you resolution number 2026-035, a resolution of the City of Lake City, Florida, adopting the evaluation and tabulation of responses to that certain invitation to bid number 006-2026 for the aviation fuels annual contract at the Lake City Gateway Airport, awarding said bid to Eastern Aviation Fuels Incorporated, a North Carolina corporation, doing business as Titan Aviation Fuels, approving the agreement with said vendor, making certain findings of fact in support thereof, recognizing the authority of the mayor to execute and bind the city to said agreement, directing the mayor to execute and bind the city to said agreement, repealing all prior resolutions in conflict, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. We don't have anybody signed up from the public on this one either, so we'll move straight into discussion of adoption of City Council Resolution number 2026-035 at the dais.
Mr. Mayor, move to, go ahead.
Would like to approve resolution number 2026-035.
Second.
Thank you both. Do we have any final questions, comments? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right, on to item number 18. This is City Council Resolution number 2026-037. This is a resolution to fund the CRA with $150,000. Mr. Martin, will you please read this one by title?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, you have before you resolution number 2026-037, a resolution of the City of Lake City, Florida, amending the Community Redevelopment Agency budget for fiscal year 2025-2026 to reallocate $150,000 from the CRA infrastructure account to the CRA other current charges account in furtherance of and in support of an expanded facade grant program to be administered by the CRA, making certain findings of fact in support of the city approving said amendment, repealing all prior resolutions in conflict, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. We will now open up dais discussion on City Council Resolution number 2026-037. Yes, ma'am.
I'm really excited, about this, and I'm glad we are at this point now, and, getting this money in place so that we can go ahead and make these great, improvements, in our city and in our CRA, and I know there's much more to come. I'm just excited about it.
Yeah, me too. I look forward to seeing some of the projects come to fruition. Do we have? I'm curious. How many applications have we had so far?
How many do we have? Six.
Six.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Great.
That was great. That was great. All right. Any other? Yes, sir.
Move to approve resolution 2026-037.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you both. Do we have any further questions, comments? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right, moving on to item number 19. This is City Council Resolution number 2026-039. This is for the purchase of 5 Points Elementary School from Columbia County Schools. Mr. Martin, will you please read this one by title?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. You have before you Resolution 2026-039, a resolution of the City of Lake City, Florida, approving that certain agreement between the city and Columbia County School Board for the acquisition of real property generally described as the former 5 Points Elementary School campus, providing a more accurate description of said campus, making certain findings of fact in support of the city, approving said agreement, recognizing the authority of the mayor to execute and bind the city to said agreement, directing the mayor to execute and bind the city to said agreement, repealing all prior resolutions in conflict, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. We don't have any public comment on this, so we will move into discussion of City Council Resolution number 2026-039.
Mr. Mayor,
You said question?
Oh, yeah, discussion.
Okay, discussion. It's 5 Points Elementary School. Is that in the city or is that in the county?
It's in the county.
So we're gonna purchase a school in the county, is that what
Yes,
you're
sir.
saying? And then we're gonna annex it maybe
Annex
into-
backwards, yes, to the city.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you now. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Jernigan. Mr.
Carter.
Mr. Advertiser, or Mr. Carter, and then Ms. Young, sorry.
Yes, I was just curious if Ms. Rosenthal would mind kind of explaining the logic and the reasoning behind this purchase and what we intend to use it for.
You know, there's a number of functions we're going to use it for. One of the largest functions is going to be for I think it's called 4C, for elementary schools. We're going to be able to use it for a shelter when the storms are bad, people don't have a place to go. And we have several nonprofits that's going to be moving in there too. And there's some other things that various council members have planned to do with that too that we'll be making more available as we go forward.
I would like to see a presentation on the overall master use.
Absolutely.
And the breakdown of
Absolutely.
the building space.
We can get that to you.
Because I know that there's a lot of ideas on the space, and there's a lot of good that we can do, like make sure that the 4Cs stays open, as well as it not be a negative financially for the city. So that the space is actually rented and used at a good rate for us and for the tenants, and helps the community.
Yes, my goal, Mayor, is to make it budget neutral to us based on the rents we get from the tenants.
Perfect. Yes, sir, Mr. Carter.
Mr. Rosenthal, does the city have at the moment any official storm shelter, like a city?
No, it does not.
Okay. And there's an area at the school we think we'll be able to use for that purpose?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Young, you had a comment?
Yes, another awesome move, I believe, for the city. So many great ways that we can use that property and building. And also, I'm just excited that we're doing that, even though it's in the county. But I really would like for administration to take a look, because we have a school within the city that's about to be vacant. Two. Okay, and I just think that that would also be a great asset to the city. And I would like for our administration to go ahead and ask some questions,
okay.
Do a little research, and work on that to see how that would benefit us, and if we have an opportunity to.
We can definitely do that.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
You said 2 in the city?
Yeah, I believe there are 2 that are closing down this year.
Okay.
Mr. Melrose.
Any other, it's Pathway, I believe Pathways in Melrose. And the repurposing a school for
That one in the
Pathways.
city?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I believe. I could be wrong.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number 2026-039.
We have a motion
Second?
and a second. Thank you both. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right. Now we'll move on to other items. We have a discussion and possible action by Chief Butler, a request balance of the Mariah Fund in the amount of $142,788.32 be used by the Executive Director of Utilities for replacement for the worn and damaged playground. Mr. Butler.
Thank you, Mayor. The council had established the Mariah Fund after the tragedy to help the youth in our community and also try and prevent gun violence with those youth. We've been using the fund incrementally over the years on small projects. When I heard this, and actually the fire chief, I have to give him credit, mentioned it, that we could use this money to jumpstart the replacement of the playground equipment at our playgrounds. I feel that if we do get upgraded equipment here, the families with the kids will give them a place to go, place to spend time, hopefully stay out of trouble because they're not hanging around on the streets, they're down in the parks. While it appears that the city council, this is a project that they want to do, I feel that this money will go a long way to jumpstarting this so we don't have to wait till the next fiscal year in order to start purchasing the equipment and hopefully get the parks up to the standards that everybody expects them to be. So I believe it's in the spirit that the fund was established.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Butler? Comments?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Mr. Mayor, move to approve, or I'm sorry, we don't have a resolution number on this, but I think that this is the right thing to do. Do we need to have it come back as a resolution?
Or just move forward?
Mr. Mayor, I would suggest that just by vote, that you allocate these funds to that purpose, and then through the procurement process, the procurements would be applied toward this fund, or the fund would be applied toward those procurements for the playgrounds.
Okay. Then, Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve this reallocation. Obviously, I think we all made it clear last time that we really want to see the parks get better. That's a great way to start. I know Steve's compiling our prices, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot. So,
I'll second.
Yeah, big time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that motion and second to reallocate the funds. Do we have any other discussion, questions, comments?
I do.
Ms. Young?
I do.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think it's a good idea, smart move, being that when these funds were set, the focus was mainly the youth, and they will get these parks are for families, but the youth will get great participation to do, and with safety equipment that are safe for them. So I think this is an awesome thing for mainly our youth and families.
Thank you, Ms. Young.
Yeah.
All right. If we have no further discussion, Ms. Sykes, will you please call the roll?
Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right. That ends our items on the agenda, so we will now move into departmental and administration comments, starting with you, Mr. Rosenthal.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Mayor, we're asking that our assistant city manager go on a recruitment trip with the county's economic development for the airport. The purpose is to provide a targeted strategy for recruiting aviation companies at our airport. We're going to be looking at strategic positioning for our airport. We're going to have a 30-second pitch, and there's 10 companies that we're looking at to try to encourage them to come to Lake City. And we can provide the mayor and the board with copies of this so you know exactly what what Dee's task is, and we're sending Dee to get that done. We'll report when he gets back.
When is that?
Dee?
Second week in April.
Could you speak into the microphone?
Second week in April.
Second or third week in April.
Who's going?
D.
Mr. Johnson in Economic Development from the county.
As well as Ed Bennell, the director for the airport.
Very good.
Do we need to get approval on that since it's not a budgeted expense, Clay?
Can't hear you.
I was asking the city manager, the city attorney, if we need to get a motion on that since it's not budgeted travel. I was just asking the question.
If the council wishes to vote and approve it, that certainly would make it golden.
Is it within your scope, Mr. Rosenthal?
I think it is, yes.
Okay.
I think we're fine as it is. But it's always good to have the council vote on it.
Sure.
Mr. Mayor, I think we should approve that. That sounds good.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on that item.
Speak it out.
Yeah, make a. So that was a very informal motion. So can I get a formal motion for that?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the travel expenses for Mr. Johnson and Mr. Bennell to go learn things and help get our airport thriving even more than it already is.
Very good. Okay. We have a motion second. Yes, sir, Mr. Martin.
And would that also include paying for the county economic development director as well? Because I think we were.
She don't need it.
No,
she's
he's not going to take.
No.
Okay, all right. Good enough.
No.
All right. Thanks. Very good.
One point it was discussed. So I'm just making sure that it got included if it was necessary.
Appreciate it. All right. So we had a motion and a second. Any final discussion?
Yes, I would like to say, kudos to Johnson. I think he's the great person for this task. He's very instrumental when it comes in our city, but especially at the airport. So yes, send him, but don't stay long and make sure he gets back.
Thank you.
Yep. Yes, sir.
As long as we're passing out kudos, I feel like we don't give Ed enough, but the airport's going great and all these new contracts and stuff like that. So good job, Ed. Yes, sir.
Well done. All right. Hearing no further discussion, Mrs. Eggers, will you please call the roll on that motion?
Okay, so that was authorizing, both of the gentlemen? to-
Yes,
okay,
funding for
yep,
both.
Okay. Mr. Carter?
Yay.
Ms. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Jernigan?
Yes.
Ms. Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Walker?
Yes. All right. Mr. Rosenthal, anything else?
That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rosenthal. Mr. Martin?
Nothing from the city attorney's office, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Ms. Sykes?
Nothing from the city clerk's office.
Thank you very much. And now we will start with you, Vice Mayor Young.
Okay, just a little. And Mr. Ed, thank you so much. Great job at the airport. We have a lot going on out there. Very positive and great for the city. I would, and this is, we were on CRA, improvements, beautification. I would like to say that the planters, the large planters that we have along the sideways of downtown, I want to ask that if we can do a consensus vote on getting more planters. We have one, actually, I'm just going to say one that I know of. There was a little disappointment that this business lost their planter. And the business owner even described this planter as when his customers walk in, they compliment how beautiful those flowers are, and that means a lot to them. So I think with that being said, I think it's worth purchasing the planter and replacing it to that spot, as well as just bring them down at least to the corners at Marion and Railroad. That's going to take, I believe, about 6 planters. So that's planters, soil, and the plants.
Okay. Yes, sir, Mr.
That is within my authority to purchase. So we can do that. Matter of fact, I think Steve Brown is already working on that because we talked about it over the weekend.
Yes, sir, Mr. Carter.
I had a thought actually the other day. I know that a few of our big planters here have caught some stray cars, and I think one of them was stolen. I don't know that we can like bolt it or connect it to the ground, but I do think that it might not be a bad idea to put some sort of reflective marker on the planters. I actually was walking down the sidewalk here
Or a logo.
Sometime something that reflects light. This one right here in the corner, because the road jogs kind of funny at this light, I saw that one get hit by a car. And I think 3 of them a little ways down there have also been hit at points. I mean,
those planters are huge. Who stole one of them? It was stolen?
I don't want to say, I want us to not say somebody stole that planter.
Oh.
It may be one of the planters that got hit by a vehicle and was moved. Please let's not say somebody stole it unless we know that.
I was just told that a planter was there and not there by one of the ladies who does the flowers.
Some of them have been
Maybe
damaged and moved.
Or reallocated to other areas.
They are beautiful. They're a beautiful addition to downtown. I love it. I think the more of it that we can do, I would like to. I know that Steve, you guys aren't the ones that it's the volunteers that plant these.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to make sure that they're. Yes, I just want to make sure that they're cool with.
Okay, and I will add, if they don't want the responsibility, I have a couple of volunteers.
Perfect.
Including myself.
Perfect.
Who will make sure that they're weeded well and all, because the city watering, is that right?
Yes, ma'am. So currently the garden club plants the flowers. Public Works has got a trailer that they've put together that they come through and water the plants. And it depends on if it's raining or not, how often we do that. But yeah, so currently the garden club, they purchase the plants and they install the plants.
Okay.
It would be a thumbs up. It would be a thumbs up from me. I think just a plan of implementation is good. And you were asking for just how everybody felt on the board. It would be a thumbs up from me.
Okay, great.
I'm curious to why they have to stop at Railroad Street. Why you want them to just stop at?
I just said because that's where. How far you want them to go?
Well, I'm
If I may, as development occurs, we can go a little bit farther. I know there's a new restaurant that's coming, I think, a few blocks over, and there is some more. There's about 18 townhomes that they plan to put there. So, of course, when that happens, not before, but when that happens, we'll put some planters there. I think Steve's going to order about 10 planters.
So I can order. We got a quote today. They're $350 a piece, and then the freeze cover that goes on them is another $50. So about $400 a setup for each one of them, and that's without any plants being in it. When we were help facilitate purchase of the plants, they were $3,000 to $4,000 to do all of them at one time when they changed them seasonally. To just give you kind of an idea, that's not counting any staff watering them or anything. That's just the purchase of the planters at $350 a piece, and then the plants they've been changing them seasonally. Like I say, they'll switch them out twice a year. So.
And even if, for instance, I think it's a transport business. Even if we do them sporadically, like where that business is, that would be a great idea to put one there. And as the other businesses come in, then we make sure we add it there.
I think it's a good quality of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Councilwoman Young called me on a Saturday or Sunday and bent my ear on this, and we started working on it right away.
Perfect.
I think that the night that me and Noah got sworn in, I think I mentioned that night.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I think we've got thumbs up from everybody.
Everybody.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up, Vice Mayor.
Thank you.
Any other items?
Yeah.
Michelle, any other items?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm good. That's good.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Mr. Jernigan.
Just bear with me. I got about 5 things I want to discuss. Y'all ready?
Yes,
okay. Our troops that's abroad, please pray for our troops and their families to make sure they get back home safe. First thing, I want to recognize procurement, the airport, HR, the police department, and a special shout out goes to the fire department. I think her name is Monroe. She ran the 15K with her fire gear on, and that's a milestone. I don't think you guys really understand what it is to have on a lot of gear and try to run and do the things that she did. And I've never seen anybody else do it, and I'm old, but that's a special shout out to her and what she accomplished. So that's all I got. Thank y'all very much. Continue to work hard and do the things y'all do because y'all doing a really, really good job. A really good job.
Thank you, Mr. Jernigan. Up next is Mr. Carter.
Mr. Mayor, I don't have much. I was just going to say it was delightful to see the room packed full of people tonight. I appreciate everybody that's come. It's something that I'm always encouraging since I've got the chance to get up here. Is love seeing the involvement. So come back to other ones. Actually, most of them don't have an entire hour of land use resolutions or ordinances rather. And sometimes they get really entertaining. I've been told some people watch it for fun. So thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you guys who
We mean business up here.
No, but I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
We've eliminated the entertaining, as much of the entertaining as we could, which is a good thing. Up next, Councilwoman Harris.
Yes. First, I'd like to thank all of the citizens. Yeah, please stand up. I'd like to thank all the citizens that was concerned about my health at the last council meeting that called me the next day, and even some of the council called me to see how I was feeling. I really appreciate that. You called from all districts, and I am humbled because of that, so thank you for that. During that time, 6:33 that morning, March the 3rd, I received a phone call. And I'm gonna go down the list so everybody know what was said. And the reason I'm gonna call your names is because they told me to say specific things to specific people, so that's what I'm going to do. Vice Mayor Young, I got a few calls from your people that live in your district. Several of them told me how proud they were, how well you spoke about us having the Love/Unity Fest. They were very, very proud, and that was across the board. It was more than 3 or 4, it was several people that they were proud of you. One even said that there are more of them that's for you than it is against you. Wow. So I thought you needed to know that.
Thanks.
Carter, you did not disappoint me. You did exactly what I thought you would do. With that being said, at 6:33 that morning, that was the first phone call that woke me up. They called me to see how I was feeling and everything. It was one of your constituents. They told me to tell you, you did not speak for everybody in your district. They felt your comments were rude, and they were not in the behalf of the people, your constituents. They asked me what was the highest paid thing that I had to pay for that Love Fest, and I told them. By 12:15, they had raised everything I needed for the stage. So the stage for that is paid. Just let you know, it was a total of 19 of them that got together to get that money, and I'm grateful and I am humbled by that. Mayor, you know you've always been my guy. I was totally surprised and I was very shocked. One of the things I wanted to do was set an image for the people that's not living in Lake City. And one of the reasons why it was for jobs. I was told to remind you that you are mayor at large, and the image of Lake City should be one of your things as well as mine. Mr. Jernigan, what is understood does not need to be explained. I'm not even gonna go there, but I can say this. 57 of your constituents called. Well, no, I'm sorry, Lord forgive me. One person called in the place of 57 of your constituents called me. They got together and paid for all of my entertainment for that day, which is a total of $5,000. So they told me to let you know they were surprised at what you did. Oh, I forgot Carter. One of your constituents did tell me to tell you the only person they know that was against the word love and unity was the devil. And you could put that how you want it. And I do apologize for that, but I did tell them I was going to tell you that. So, and for me, I got blasted, yeah. Several people called me and they blasted me because they told me that I should never bring up something and then rescind it and do not let it come to a vote. Several people waited a couple of days later, a week later, some of them, to tell me that anytime I bring something up, make everybody have a vote on it so they could be held accountable for whatever they vote for or against. So that was my spanking about that. So with that being said, the citizens of Lake City need to be applauded. They have gotten together single-handedly within the first week and paid for everything. Free hamburger, free hot dogs. I even had one of my friends that I met at the FLC. They're even sending 500 bags of potato chips for us at our Love Fest. So I want to applaud the citizen of Lake City for standing up. You saw what I was trying to put out. There was an image I wanted to put out, which what Lake City is. We have some great people here. We have people that love one another. There's unity here, and that's all I wanted to put out to the world. And though it may seem small to some, it's big to others. So when they see us working together, they love it. So just let it be known, put it on your calendar. August the 1st, there will be a Unity Fest. Oh, and Mr. Jernigan, one of your constituents told me to please hold your feet to the fire. I have a country band, because everybody that knows me personally knows I love country music. Told me to tell you to make you put your feet to the fire, whereas the $1,000 that you said that you was gonna sponsor, you could sponsor that band. I'll pay the portion of that band, and you could pay that $1,000 to play that off, and everything would be paid for.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes, nobody don't have to hold my feet to the fire. When I tell a person
Okay,
something,
just do it then.
I just do what I say I'm gonna do. There's three things I won't ever be: a liar, a thief, and a snitch.
Perfect. All right.
I'm gonna yield the floor, because that's the safe thing to do right now.
Perfect. I think I commend you for getting the funds, the private funds to do that event. I think it's great. And I also said that I would contribute. So there's advertisement. I have a marketing and advertising company, and
But
we can
guess what? Even that,
run
I
ads.
had 2 promoters that is gonna help promote this.
Perfect.
But I'm gonna find you something to do. So you
Well,
get-
what I was going to say is we'll run ads in the advertiser for you. So
No, that'll be free to you. So we're gonna hold to the fire.
all right. Thank you for your comments, Ms. Harris. All right. I would also like to commend Christina, aka Lima, from the fire department for running the Gate River Run in full gear. If you've never worked out around that individual, she will run circles around you every day. And whenever I think of someone pulling me out of a fire, I'm comforted to know that she is on our team here in town.
Did you say that was a lady?
Yes,
Oh,
Christina,
okay,
aka she
Les.
goes by Lima. Yeah, she's a superhero. Lake City's a place where families and businesses can grow together, and that's our whole aim and everything that we do up here. Ed, I want to commend you with the aviation fuel certification that we got. That military planes can now get fueled up at our airport. I think that's a huge thing. So congratulations. Parks. I want to say this: where you spend your money kind of reflects your priorities. And so I think that we should probably find the rest of our funds in our capital expenditures account for full restoration of our parks, so that families can grow here and thrive here. So I'd like to see that on top of the Mariah funds. So if we could find a way to fund that and some of our big, exciting and splash-worthy projects, that would be great. It would be better than a vanity project like building the city hall. But you know my thoughts on that, Mr. Rosenthal.
I do.
And also on that, I'd like to see in our whether it's just an item in our agendas or a presentation on a quarterly basis, our expenditures overall versus our budget, so that we know as a council and so that our citizens can see clearly how we're operating financially. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yes.
All right.
We're going to break it out to the operation funds and capital improvement funds.
Sounds good to me. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Young.
Can we have the fire lady to come?
Is
so that
she
we,
here?
She here?
She's not here. She's not here.
Can
No,
we
she-
have her to come?
Yeah.
She's a product of us.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
need to have her come and show her off.
Yeah, we should give her. She should be the first gatekeeper award
Yes.
that we have for the Gateway of Lake City. That'd be good. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. That concludes our meeting for tonight. Have a wonderful evening.